Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for the Big Show Wednesday. Wait, name? Big Show Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. Big up on yourself. Happy to have you join me. Let me apologize for the late start this evening. Got to the studio on time, but just couldn't get out of the car. Was raining cats and dogs. Yes, lots of rain. Long time I don't see rain. Well, I've seen it rain like this once since I've been here. Yeah, I've seen it rain like this once. But today it caught me on the outside and got to the studio. Was sitting in the car for quite some time. Couldn't come out because it was raining so bad. But then we decided, say, you know what? I have to get out. So here I am. Welcome, everybody.
Tell them to try pre-wee. Big up Portland Spice TV. Tell them to try pre-wee. Big up Portland Spice TV. Remember to subscribe. See, Portland Spice TV. Louis Culture say it once and we say it again. Portland Spice TV. We are going to hold them and pop it off. Bogus patch where we rip off. Subscribe, share. Portland Spice TV is here.
Boom. Thank you, Louis Gangali Culture. Yeah, man, if you never know, that's the Gangali, Portland's own Louis Culture, endorsing Portland Spice TV. Evening, DJ Sheppy, big up yourself. Yeah, man, we're welcoming everybody. If you're just joining us, please share up the live, like up the live, share up the live. Good evening. What an evening this is going to be, It's going to be a very interesting evening. Very, very interesting. Because the world is in trouble. Mr. Campbell, Chris Campbell sent me a message earlier. Let's see if I can find what Chris said. The message. Yeah, the world is in trouble and living there ain't easy. Words of the great Dennis Emmanuel Brown. Yeah. Through their come at us with their wickedness, we will stand firm because right is on our side. Man, so one love. Big up yourself, Chris Campbell. And everybody joining us at this time. Welcome. Hope that you are safe wherever you are and you are keeping your eyes open. Yeah? Because we have to be our brother's keeper. We all have to be on the lookout for anything funny. Yeah? Protect your life. Berry salmon and popcorn. Them do a big song, Protect your life, protect your family. That song there. And then there are those who are talking from both sides of their mouth. Yeah, and there are those who are talking like they are in the toilet. When they're talking horse manure. Lot of them. Good evening to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. And at the same time, let me say good evening to the Prime Minister of Barbados, Prime Minister Mio Motley. Good evening to the Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Mitchell, the youngest Prime Minister in the Caribbean. Big up yourself, youth. Stand firm. Yeah, man. Blessings. We big up all the other leaders of the Caribbean. But I must ask, you all met for 4 days, sat down together for 4 days. Oh, Mr. Bella, I could not find you. You find me now, though. I start late. We started about 7 minutes late due to getting to the studio and couldn't come out of the car. So, yeah, the Prime Ministers of the Caribbean met in St. Kitts for 4 days. And after that 4 days, they are saying to us that they are going to help Cuba, but they don't know when and they don't know how. While Donald Trump and Netanyahu down there battering Iran, and Iran is firing at every U.S. naval base, they say, military base around the Middle East, and oil price is skyrocketing. So, back in 2013-14, under the leadership of the most honorable Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller, Dr. Peter David Phillips as finance minister, and Mark Jefferson Golden as the man in charge of writing the laws, put a thing called oil edge in place, meaning that every liter of gas you buy in Jamaica, you'd pay $7 for an insurance to ensure that when gas price pass $64.50, the insurance would kick in. The same style insurance that Omar Davis started. The CRIF insurance, that when a big hurricane hit Jamaica, we could get some money. Nigel Clark did one named the Cat Bond, that we could get some money. However, between Nigel Clark and Andrew Holness and Audley Shaw, they said that the edge was not necessary. And even after saying the edge was not necessary, they were still taking that money, but they were not insuring Jamaica's energy sector from a volatile oil market. Here we are now, and I don't even look which part oil reached today. What is the cost of a barrel of oil on the global market today? Let's see. Let's see if we can see it. Crude oil futures slipped towards $74. How would this call me now? Who is this calling me now? Nurse, I am on a live right now. You have to call me after 7 o'clock. Blessings. So, oil is $74 per barrel on Wednesday. Yeah? Retreating from more than a 1-year high. So it dropped back today. But guess what? $74 a barrel is about $10 more than what we are supposed to be buying oil for. The insurance would kick in now. So Jamaica would still buy oil as if it was at $64.50. if we had maintained the insurance. What is Andrew Holness going to tell us? But he going to tell us some cock and bull story. Because I think it was yesterday, he was at a function talking about the NHT money. Well, I'm going to hear what he say about NHT money. That money are dangerous, you know. Andrew Holness. Dangerous hombre. Nah, not this, sir. Yes, sir. Dangerous hombre. This one, yeah. Listen to Andrew Holness what him say yesterday.
Cannot continue forever. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has fired back at his critics and the opposition PNP for recent remarks about the government's continued withdrawal of funds from the National Housing Trust NHT to plug other areas of the budget. Speaking at the opening of the Chester Creek townhouse development in Portmore today, Dr. Holness warned Jamaicans against what he called superficial political arguments that do not elevate the country's understanding of history. He shares, if the funds were not being taken from the NHT, the other options would include removing services or increasing taxes. The latest withdrawal of some $11.4 billion by the Holness administration, he notes as among the defensible use of the funds.
The government isn't taking the resources from the NHT for, reasons that are not of national importance and concern. And yes, we acknowledge that these funds are contributed on the basis that they will be used for housing. And this cannot continue forever. The government has to use these resources to strengthen our economic base so that we don't have to take the resources out of the NHT. And so when these matters arise within the public domain, the public has to understand, yes, there are the surface political arguments which political parties are constrained to make to offer the alternative position.
Jody and Quarry now joins us for a look at Lead Story Prime.
Really, anybody understand Andrew Holness? Wanna understand this man, yeah? Now, let's take you back down memory lane. Let's go back down memory lane. Memory lane time.
You intend to, you're going ahead with the case that had been filed?
Yeah, we're going ahead.
Memory lane.
Had some lawyers on board looking at the case. They feel it's a good case. It's a matter as well of a constitutional interest that people want to challenge it. Such cases, of course, cost money to put together. Now is not necessarily the best time in the economy to put together all of that, but we maintain our commitment, and our lawyers are working to put together the brief. I've been in one meeting about it, long extended meeting about the ins and outs of it. I feel it's a good case. I feel we stand a good chance, and I also feel it is a duty of the opposition to have this area of our law and government policy clarified in the courts.
Now, as I understand it, one of your major concerns would be asking for a declaration as to the purpose and use of the NHT funds.
As opposed to stopping the government funds.
So, whatever the legal decision is made at the end of the day, is it that in principle you believe that NHT funds should be ring-fenced to be used for NHT contributors?
It should be ring-fenced to use for the objects and purposes of the legislation, yes.
So let's just say the court ruling goes either way. Let's say there is a court ruling that says, no, actually, the government can use it for whatever it wants. You have your belief in principle. Does that mean that as Prime Minister, you would then follow through on those principles?
Yes, my
either
principles
amend the law if necessary, yes, and ensure, in fact, that the dipping into the piggy bank doesn't occur.
And I tell you why.
That's a commitment?
It stands as a commitment. And I tell you why. There is a point of view that all public funds should be pooled, whether they are in trusts or that, having the public sector funds fragmented in this way doesn't help the central government. But then there is also another view that there are some funds that belong to account holders, funds like pension, funds like the NHD, and those funds ought to be totally excluded because technically they are the private property of contributors.
I'm nearly out of time though, so let me just paint a scenario for you very quickly. Your Prime Minister, funds are short, the budget is tight, and the NHT piggy bank is there ready to be dipped into. Wouldn't you?
So let's figure out a way how to use the NHT funds to earn more funds whilst keeping the principles of the NHT, rather than using the NHT funds to pay off debt, which doesn't necessarily generate more funds, which doesn't pay down the debt enough to ensure that you can actually meet the target.
A lot of listeners.
It kills your growth objective.
A lot of members of the public said, boy, you know, we used to hearing people saying stuff in opposition, and they get into office and say, oh, we didn't know things were that bad. We're going to have to do things.
There comes a point,
after all.
There comes a point when the public will have to believe someone. I hope it's me the next time around.
And you're saying it should be because you are stating that this is the case.
I've been consistent. I have been solid in my views, and I've been upfront and honest with the people of the country.
No.
Cannot continue forever. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has fired back at his critics and the opposition PNP for recent remarks about the government's continued withdrawal of funds from the National Housing Trust NHT to plug other areas of the budget. Speaking at the opening of the Chester Creek Townhouse development in Portmore today, Dr. Holness warned Jamaicans against what he called superficial political arguments that do not elevate the country's understanding of history. He shares, if the funds were not being taken from the NHT, the other options would include removing services or increasing taxes. The latest withdrawal of some $11.4 billion by the Holness administration, he notes as among the defensible use of the funds.
The government isn't taking the resources from the NHT for, reasons that are not of national importance and concern. And yes, we acknowledge that these funds are contributed on the basis that they will be used for housing. And this cannot continue forever. The government has to use these resources to strengthen our economic base so that we don't have to take the resources out of the NHT.
Who would not necessarily qualify for PATH. And it's a position that other people do hold, that
but
yes, the rich and the better off, yes, they also benefit from the exemption, but that the impact on the poor and the working class would be disproportionate if you were to do that.
But look at it, but this is what I've said before. So there's no easy pathway.
When you listen to Andrew Holness, you wonder, well, let me put it this way. Listening to Andrew Holness is not a wonder. Andrew Holness says what he needs to say to win every time. That's what he does. Nevio, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Bell. Good evening
Nevio?
to you and to all. Yes, man. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
And to you and all your followers and those in the chat room. Good evening, everybody. I have good news for the people in the parish of Portland. Very, very good news. The bypass for Port Antonio is expected to start within 2 months' time.
Bypass start already.
The
bypass start already.
Well, that is great then. And I want to say to the government of Jamaica on the behalf of all the residents in Portland to say thank you to the government.
Hold on. You don't have that authority to speak on behalf of the residents of Portland. You don't. Respectfully, you don't have that authority.
Can you allow me to finish, sir?
Go ahead.
Can you allow me? The PNP over the years have conned the people of Portland because they have no love for them.
Don't talk no rubbish
This
around here.
president-
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because remember who you are talking to. You're talking to a man who know the history. So be careful. And I don't think I'm in the kin teeth mood this evening.
Okay, sir.
Let me tell the people that bypass that is now being built was a bypass that should have been completed in 2020. That was the year that bypass was scheduled to be complete. Yeah? When Andrew Holness and Audley Shaw win government in 2016, they said building a new road from Harborview to Port Antonio does not make economic sense. That's what they told the people. Audley Shaw said that. Because Portia Simpson Miller, that same bypass was a part of the new road. So it is not something that the GLP came up with. And Andrew Holness admit that in the parliament. So I don't go where I go. So I don't want like a fool blogger or vlogger or one of them jackass that want to appear on social media you talk to. Be very careful when you come around here with the garbage. Don't dump it out. Don't dump it here.
I move on.
Move right along.
This $11 billion taken from the housing trust. From day one, I can't see how this can be right. Because this is not government money.
This is correct.
Contributors' money.
That is correct.
And a lot of people out there contribute to the housing trust for years.
And Andrew Holness in 2015 said it shouldn't happen. So how can you tell me, nephew, that you trust Andrew Holness? Listen to what Andrew Holness told Dean Jackson Miller about NHT money. Listen what man said.
You intend to, you're going ahead with the case that had been filed?
Yeah, we're going ahead. We have had some lawyers on board looking. It's a matter as well of a constitution.
To court. You remember that? In Canada, government got court.
No.
What?
No.
What?
It was an organization led by Dennis Meadows who take the government to court at the time about it.
Why you not so blasted lie? Listen to this.
You hear that?
Yes, you damn lie. Listen what Andrew Holness said. Listen, nephew. Mute your phone, turn up your TV, and listen to this. I know me said this. Listen.
Trust. You intend to, you're going ahead with the case that had been filed?
Yeah, we're going ahead. We have had some lawyers on board looking at the case. They feel it's a good case. It's a matter as well of a constitutional interest that people want to challenge it. Such cases, of course, cost money to put together. No, is not necessarily.
You did hear the man said Dennis Meadow is going ahead. The man said we are going ahead with the case. We.
Mr. Ben, why you have this habit in you of calling labor right liars?
Because you no lie Monday, you no lie Tuesday, you no lie Wednesday, you no lie Thursday, you no lie Friday, you no lie Saturday, and so help me God, you no lie twice on Sundays. Look where you come here now. No, look where you come on public TV just a little while. When me have the clip of play, when Andrew admit and tell Dean Jackson Miller, yes, we're going ahead with the court case.
You continue to embarrass me before the world.
Yes, but you must stop telling lie. Me tell you, say this channel is about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. So when you come over here and the devil is a liar. Tell her. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. I rebuke you. Lying lips is abomination unto the Almighty.
No, man. Sometimes you will misunderstood something, and because of that, you misquote. Doesn't mean you're a liar, you know. It's just that you didn't understand the matter well.
You misquote.
So, yeah, that's
Me just play the clip.
Hello?
Me just play the clip. So you are intending on misleading the listeners and viewers of Portland Spice TV. But what you have done for us, nephew, what you have done for us and continue to do for us is that when we say labor rights are liars, you just prove it every day on a daily basis. You prove it to the people.
If I happen to say something here which is not correct, I apologize.
Please do.
But I apologize. But it's not being willfully done.
Well, ask questions when you don't know things. Ask. Go drink some water. If you find something else to talk about, call me back. No, sir. No, sir. It's a trait, to be a labor right here, I feel like. Marshy?
Yeah, man. Yes. Evening. Nephew. Me hope you listen, Me hope you listen. Right? Nephew, when them are going to put the case at court, remember to then take one half with. We must have guard up at Belmont Road, headquarters. Him they use. And the court dash him out because he wasn't a contributor to the National Housing Trust.
Tell her.
Remember that.
No bother because we no liar around here. And when liars come around here, they get a spanking.
Yeah. And them have to wheel and come again, nephew. Remember. And that is that. So we get rid of you, this son, nephew. But nephew, the bypass we are talking about, remember, nephew, hardly short take the money that was allocated to do that bypass and carry the money to Montego Bay, go do some other road work down there.
The perimeter road down a Montego Bay, some of the money go up on that. Some go up on the road,
Yes.
the Ugly Park Road, the Ugly Park development. Some of the money go up on that. And then the third time they dip in at the money was some for budgetary support.
So, nephew, when you tell lie, just look for people like yourself and go in and mirror and tell yourself a lie.
Yeah,
but we out here, we know
over GLPFM, then we listen to them, they lie over GLPFM.
Right, yes, go over there, so go tell them. And for you now, Andrew Holness, let me tell you something now. The way you lie, Satan, afraid of you. Because you one lie, you two lie, you three lie, you enough lie, and you just lie. And look here, Andrew. Suppose you did come out and say, Jamaican people, I made a commitment about the National Housing Trust Fund. And I was wrong. And I apologize because now we see the country in a situation that we will have to borrow some money from the NHD again. So forgive me for what I did said before. Simple said that to the Jamaican people. You just shut me up.
I never did understand when me did in an opposition. But since I got into government, I realized that I don't see any other way to finance the budget outside of taking the NHT money. So I apologize to Portia and Peter. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, hold on the man shit. Hold on, make the people when never hear the man, man. Hold on, man. When you hear this man here was leader of opposition when after they crashed the Jamaican economy, Bruce Golding, Ardlishaw, Andrew Holness crashed the Jamaican economy and get expelled from the multilaterals. And Peter Phillips them now to find a surplus there where them say we have to get back the loan for our IMF. We have to take money for our NHT and then we have to implement the asset tax. Yeah? To get money so as to satisfy the IMF requirements. When that one, Andrew Holness sit on one side and criticize. This is where the man tell D and Jackson Miller, Andrew attacking people. This are not AI. Listen to him.
You intend to, you're going ahead with the case that had been filed?
Yeah, we're going ahead. We have had some lawyers on board looking at the case. They feel it's a good case. It's a matter as well of a constitutional interest that people want to challenge it. Such cases, of course, cost money to put together. Now is not necessarily the best time in the economy to put together all of that, but we maintain our commitment, and our lawyers are working to put together the brief. I've been in one meeting about it, long extended meeting about the ins and outs of it. I feel it's a good case. I feel we stand a good chance, and I also feel it is a duty of the opposition to have this area of our law and government policy clarified in the courts.
Now, as I understand it, one of your major concerns would be asking for a declaration as to the purpose and use of the NHT funds.
As opposed to stopping the government funds.
So, whatever the legal decision is made at the end of the day, is it that in principle you believe that NHT funds should be ring-fenced to be used for NHT contributors?
It should be ring-fenced to use for the objects and purposes of the legislation, yes.
So let's just say the court ruling goes either way. Let's say there is a court ruling that says, no, actually, the government can use it for whatever it wants. You have your belief in principle. Does that mean that as Prime Minister, you would then follow through on those principles?
Yes, my
either
principles
amend the law if necessary,
yes,
and ensure, in fact, that the dipping into the piggy bank doesn't occur.
And I tell you why.
That's a commitment?
It stands as a commitment. And I tell
You hear the man? It stands as a commitment, Marshy. Then, hold on. Let me just play where the man go over Portmore now. The man go over Portmore now. You hear the man?
These matters arise within the public domain.
Hold on, the Andrew.
This cannot continue forever. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has fired back at his critics and the opposition PNP for recent remarks about the government's continued withdrawal.
And just to say to CVM, Andrew Holness can't fire back on nobody about taking NHT money.
I listen to that part of the news, Mr. We didn't get the right of the right
fire
news.
back.
Eh?
You see, the media, the fourth estate,
Stop that.
need to cart up them ways, man. Come on, man. Fire back on what? You know, see, I me man and me words. Or if you fire back, let me continue making people in here when you say.
Withdrawal of funds from the National Housing Trust NHT to plug other areas of the budget. Speaking at the opening of the Chester Creek Townhouse development in Portmore today, Dr. Holness warned Jamaicans against what he called superficial political arguments that do not elevate the country's understanding of history. He shares, if the funds were not being taken from the NHT, the other options would include removing services or increasing taxes. The latest withdrawal of some $11.4 billion by the Holness administration, he notes as among the defensible use of the funds.
The government isn't taking the resources from the NHT for, reasons that are not of national importance and concern. And yes, we acknowledge that these funds are contributed on the basis that they will be used for housing. And this cannot continue forever. The government has to use these resources to strengthen our economic base so that we don't have to take the resources out of the NHT. And so when these matters arise within the public domain, the public has to understand, yes, there are the surface political arguments which political parties are constrained to make to offer the alternative position.
Jody and Quarry now joins us for a look at lead story
now, Mr. Prime Minister, is that you're a hypocrite. That is the position that we are offering. That Prime Minister Andrew Holness is a major hypocrite. Go ahead, Marshy.
Our friend today, our friend, who will be, me and your friend, make people know. Up to there before you see them, may I just sit down and lunch together. So may I have brethren, and you all pay for the lunch, right? But today me have to tell him, in no like when you call the Prime Minister lie, right? And today me have to make him know the Bible me use.
No.
And the Bible use, the Bible say lie, and the Bible say truth. The Bible do say untruth.
Listen.
Right?
Listen, Andrew Holness lie. I mean, I disrespect the Prime Minister. I am speaking a truth. Andrew Holness is a liar. No, what me not like, I don't like when nobody come on my platform and call him thief, because that has not been proven. But we have proven time and time again that Prime Minister Andrew Holness is a liar. We have proven that.
Let me remind them one more. You remember saying him going to Parliament and stand up and tell them say clansman and sell the land over Clifton?
Well, he never said clansman, he said criminal. Criminals.
No man, clansman. He used the word clansman.
He did? I remember.
He used the word clansman.
Me no remember.
That's why we're asking the question. That's why we're asking the question if the teacher woman is a member of the clansman.
Well,
people
then,
in the chat room. Somebody will remind you. So he said clansman, and then go over there go buck down the people in the house. Go a little further. You remember say Portia Simpson Miller went to China and come back with 3 basic school? So I do remember the 3 places, but him put one round of Andrew Holness place. You hear what Andrew Holness say about that basic school? And in bathroom him conceive it. Lie. Lie. The man just lie.
Listen,
lie.
Man.
And everything him say a lie. And in parting, I said it already, and I'm going to say it again. Over 2,000 years ago, when Jesus was on the cross, at the point of death, he speak in Arabic, and he said, Andrew Holness, him did a walk past, and him say, he lie, lama tabashtanai. No, I interpret it, that is Andrew Holness, him say passing, and him say, he lie, what make you so damn lie?
Damn lie.
My God.
Little more marshy.
Dance.
876-804-7073. Andrew Holness said if it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago, Jamaica couldn't get no money to borrow from the multilaterals, the kind of money that we are getting to borrow now after Hurricane Melissa. The Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is a stranger to truth. And I say that not comfortably, because to be saying that about my Prime Minister doesn't make me comfortable. But it's a truth.
Hello?
Yes, Junior.
Good evening, man. What's up?
Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, my brother Junior. Where do you know? St. James or Trelawney?
Still in Trelawney.
Still in Trelawney. Talk to me.
Well, I was looking at the whole GPS situation.
Yes.
That you started to talk about earlier. I remember that after the hurricane, I was saying to everybody, why is the government hell-bent on setting up GPS and not trying to give concessions to people to try to carry solar energy?
Yes.
I kept asking why we were not investing more in renewables with the solar, because it would be a lot easier for us at that time to go into more solar and then back up ourselves with GPS. And I kept saying it, and I was the only voice in the wilderness. And look at what happened now. There is crisis in the Middle East. And they inevitably, price of oil is going to go.
No, but hold on. Philip Paulwell, I've been saying it, And one of the things that Philip Paulwell told us on an interview on this channel, that if the PNP took government, right away, the government would assist people who are stealing electricity to stop stealing electricity by giving them solar panels. And that would cut our electricity bill by 20% immediately. Because 20% of what we are paying for electricity bill in Jamaica is because of electricity theft. This government for the last 10 years had done nothing to address that. And that's why the price of electricity continues to go up in Jamaica. We are now paying the highest electricity bill in the Caribbean, almost in the world. In Jamaica, 50 odd cents US per kilowatt hour. When they came in power in 2016, it was about 25 cents US per kilowatt hour. And the idiot labor right then can't see that.
The hurricane was a missed opportunity, you know. We could have put in the solar panels, you know, and would have probably carried down the consumption by with a month of percent, you know.
Of course, would have reduced our dependence on fossil fuel.
Of course. I would not be so worried now about the crisis in the Middle East because we would have had solar panels to deal with the problem. But you see, the government was hell-bent on allowing them friends at JPS to get back on the grid. You know.
Yes.
They did nothing to help in the creation of renewables. I mean, as you say rightly, 10 years pass and them don't touch it. Them look at it. Right? The other thing, I heard you playing a clip with Andrew and the housing trust.
Yeah.
If you listen to Andrew, you know, it depends on where he is and where he's talking. The statement he go making. Him flip and him flop. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you listen to the statement he make, because the way him was, him have to justify drawing the money.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was elsewhere, it would make another statement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You realize now that because of the crisis in the Middle East, we're hearing about recession now?
Oh, it's not, hold on, but it's not even the crisis in the Middle East that was pushing us into this recession, you know. Remember, Ralston told us already. Ralston told us already that we are going into a recession. It's not if. Yeah. Because what them all do now? Blame the war in the Middle East for it?
Right. Exactly. But remember, you know, them say it's compulsory monkey and puss a friend, you know.
Is what?
Compulsory monkey and puss a friend.
What was that compulsory?
Because they have to find an excuse.
Hallelujah.
So them start finding the excuse early.
Hey, when Junior come out, you know, something have to drop a compulsory make puss a monkey a friend. Me not even know say puss a monkey a friend.
Compulsory cause that.
Compulsory cause it.
Compulsory.
Yes.
So we see we're heading though now because we're heading to high inflation.
Yes.
Because of the oil.
Yes.
So with the fact that the government is still collecting the hedge, what are they going to tell the people now?
They can't raise the price per we. They cannot raise no price per we. If them start raise the price, Andrew Holness and the administration must resign. Because all these people do is blunder and blunder, and when them blunder, them find a spin. You hear the man I can talk about now with JPS? After them blunder because they have failed to grow the economy. That's why they can't take the money from NHT. Because they have failed to grow the economy, neighbor. Neighbor, the government has failed. For the last 10 years, they have not been able to grow the Jamaican economy. The average growth is 0.8%. And that is why they can't stop taking the NHT money. That is why they can't reduce the asset tax. Because they have no vision, no plan to grow the Jamaican economy, Junior.
With all what is going on in the world, they still have no intention grow the economy. With all
Hey,
the ideas that they have gotten and to how the economy can be grown, they have no interest. It last thing before I go.
yes.
But every time we have a crisis in the world caused by oil, I remember who were our friends.
Yes. Venezuela.
I will always remember who were our friends.
But we have turned our backs on Venezuela, and we also take away Venezuela money and the badness.
So who will bail us out now?
Hey.
We have no friends in Middle East again, you know.
Now we have friends, man. We have Marco Rubio is our friend. Donald Trump is our friend. What you worry about? America is our friend.
Well, we remember what happened in COVID, you know.
In COVID.
When we were supposed to get some medical supplies and the president said we can't get them. We have to wait. You remember?
Yes. Yes.
So we know exactly who are our friends, you know.
You
When the
better.
oil price went up years ago, the Venezuelans came to our rescue, you know, with a petrochemical
Big time to our rescue.
And that assisted the economy by allowing our debt to GDP to go down.
Yeah, man, by about 20% when Venezuela sold us the loan of $3 billion for $1.5 billion. That drove down the debt to GDP that this administration is boasting about. But people like neighbor, them don't know that. They don't know that.
We have to keep our class and hope that some people will remember, you know.
Little more, brother.
We hope they will remember. Richard.
Yes.
All right.
And neighbor here, you say something. I don't know when you say it, if it was a tape I saw. That when Damian Crawford said that the government would give a scholarship to the first person in every family to matriculate to university, you see another country run. Neighbor, what you mean? You know how many countries do free education up to tertiary level? No, as some know say labor right now like education for true. When I hear the man say the thing last night, the man is criticizing Damian 1 degree per household. The man has criticized Damian Crawford vision to see at least 1 degree per household in Jamaica. Labor right now love education for true. No. When you look at a lot of countries around the world, in fact, when Gaddafi was leading Libya, even if you're going abroad to study, the government pay for that study. What are them money? We don't need to come off of the airwaves. We do no garbage. Come off. I don't know why every time I'm scrolling through social media, I see this man. Or maybe it's God say you must see them fool ya. The man say I know so country run. You want people to feel obligated to government. The government of a country must do all it can for its people to develop its people. Your people are your greatest asset. An educated society is a society that will grow. The more people you have in a society with degree, the less crime you're going to have nearby, you damn fool. Where you come from? Eh? Where you come from, man? Me say, when me hear the man criticize Damian Crawford plan of ensuring that every household would have at least 1 person in there with a degree, and you criticize that plan, then you don't mean the Jamaican people no good. You don't want to see Jamaicans strive. You know how many poor children are out there now with 9 and 10 CXC and can't go university because their parents cannot afford it, neighbor? You know that? Look at Cuba. Cuba have 100% literacy. 100%. Yeah? But you see how people like, you know? Full intention is to keep people down so you can't tell them all no garbage. That's why you don't want to keep people done. Because then you can come on social media and chat on a whole heap of rubbish and expect that people must now listen to that garbage and take it and run with it. Eh? Me hear you also a laugh off a Lisa. You know like see woman in a bikini, neighbor? You know like see woman in a bikini? Mirror. Why? Me mama. Hey. Me say Lisa Anna do one video. Come out in her Ray. Tell her, Lisa. Me see the man. Shaka. The phone a ring and me can't answer it. Me no know what is going on. I don't know what is going on to the phone. No, sir. Good evening, Colin. You cannot listen to these fools and run up your pressure. No, my pressure now go up. I can't tell you that. Pressure now go up, mama. Pressure now go up. I stick the phone and I stick for me this evening. No. But when I hear these people talk, it's a reason why I go there and listening. Must be a reason. Because if God never want me hear them, because me not follow them, and me realize that some of them are follow me, but me not follow them. So more time I scroll through TikTok, and it's like, me don't know. But every time I scroll through TikTok, film video them always come up. I saw me did see Perry over there, you know. Close there. I saw me did go over there and see the interview with Perry. So more time I scroll, but every time I scroll, I see film program. I don't know why. I always see film program. And I am always hearing the garbage them. When I talk more time. Always I hear it. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Colin. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, my brother.
Can I engage the chat room and engage you for a couple minutes?
Go right ahead, sir.
All right. The Honorable Joshua Michael Manley
Yes.
had an unquenchable appetite to educate the Jamaican dumb, deaf, blind,
whole, lame, and lazy.
He has an unquenchable appetite to educate the Jamaican massive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And also have an unquenchable appetite that every Jamaican who need a profession can go to a trade school and get it.
Yes.
And everybody was able to go to university free.
Yeah, man. It was free education up to the tertiary level.
Right up to the university, right up to university. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And who can I get it? Who can I get into university? Where have the privilege to go to Cuba.
Yes.
And further their education. Okay?
I know the Cuban program is still in place.
Okay, you know what I mean? And Michael Manley and the PNP, which guys also PJ Patton take it over, you know what I mean? Is the only government who was concerned about education. And as I said yesterday to you, that the JLP do not have an appetite for education. And it's based on track record. You can look at the track record. They do not have an appetite for education. That's, you know what I mean? So your gentleman we call nephew, you can say that he is literate, because if he had known the history of the Michael Manley government, you know what I mean, who put everything he can in education, that they give the person who live in a, we call it proper word now, live in a little touch house and you have a daughter or a son. Yeah. Once a child had a privilege to further their education.
Exactly.
There was no problem for them to get into university. There was no problem.
Brother, but Damian Crawford came back now, and Damian said, listen, once nobody in your family, in your immediate family, so a young couple in their 20s or 30s, have a child, and that child go to school and do well, get them 8 and 9 CXC. Yeah? Damian Crawford is saying that the government will give that child a full scholarship to go university. Me hear the man on him channel a criticize that. Then that tell me, my brother, say labor right really have an issue against educating the Jamaican people.
That tell you how done, guys.
Blood
if you had known the history, because remember, when you go to university and under the Manley educational programs, you board you get 3 square meters there, you don't pay 1 red cent.
I wonder if none of you know, so we used to train nurses for free in Jamaica and give them a stipend.
Listen me, Colin. When you attend the vocational training center, you get $25 every 2 weeks, every week or every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Stipend to if you're traveling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking that I went to that CTM program. That's where I take on my first bank account, because you get everything in check.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's where I start my first bank account. You know what I'm saying? You know? And that was on the Manley government. And guess what, Colin? Guess what? When Siaga get into power, what he do? Him shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
When Siaga get into power, he shut down all those things. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I'm thinking that the JLP and that Siaga, Bush Golin, and now Andrew Holness, they do not have an appetite for education, and I'm speaking on track record.
Well, me see it too, but an only leaders now, all the followers them of the GLP now want to keep Jamaican duns. God Almighty.
I know that, Colin. I know that. You know what I mean?
When me hear the man, I was shocked. When me hear the man, me say, but Jesus Christ. A man really come on social media can say, and a so country run. You can't give people free education.
Colin, that's why it's so important that you keep your program to a certain standard, that you don't give no room for clown show So you don't have never come in playing a clown. You know, it's very important that you bring your program to a
Yeah,
level.
that's why I'm tell him this evening. Say, me not the clown. Me not the joke thing this evening. Me not dep on it.
No, Colin.
Now come over here and tell no lie and I go on like a joke, yeah, make.
Colin, we need program like yours to be elevated to a level, a standard where
yes,
you don't put up with any foolishness.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because the Jamaican people need to be educated. You imagine a man come on and say that what Crawford was doing was wrong. When Manley and the Manley government, every poor people could find themselves a university. And who can't find some university, finds by Cuba.
But look here, even America make it so easy for their citizens to get tertiary education. Is one of citizens in America a problem to get tertiary education? You know? If you are citizen, it's not difficult.
Yeah.
Them create so much avenue for you to get so much scholarship. Yeah, so scholarship there so you can go to school. Yeah. And this man want to keep Jamaican duns.
Darling, listen to me. Remember, I said, when Siaga get into power, Siaga began to close down the avenue. He shut them down. He was even so dead. He was so mad that the Cuban that was down here building schools in Spanish Town. He run them out of the country.
Let me tell you something, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Education is the key for the door to come out of poverty. Thank you, Carla.
All the best, mate.
Blessings. No, sir. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Hi, Bossy. Good afternoon to you and your listeners and the people that in your chat.
Welcome.
Yeah,
most of the Arab countries give free education. Hold on. Uneducated people is going nowhere. Never in the history of the world a society of duns become prosperous.
Colin.
Yes.
Man, go to those school, man. You know why I call you still?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me. No, I don't know why
I call you.
No. Tell me.
Hello?
Tell me why you call.
Colin.
Yes, man. May I hear you loud and clear? We are hearing. Yes, we are hearing your call. If you watch your TV, if you watch your TV or try to listen to your TV, you're gonna be late. You have to listen to me through your phone. Only your phone. Hello, caller. I really want to hear why I'm calling him. Say he might tell me why I'm calling. Any government that don't want to spend money to educate the populace is a government that is doomed for failure. When you have an educated society, that is when you see growth, less crime. Yeah? People with degree no commit murders and get involved in a certain kind of crime. Yes, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Yeah, good night.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the education, Andrew Holness thinks a minimum wage will get the people out of poverty. You know?
Yes.
That I think that is what I believe. Because if you observe, Jamaica based on begging right now. I be begging and going over TikTok. It's like begging at a new skill since Andrew Holness coming to power. You know, I never see so much people are beg.
Well, he promised them $32,000 a week and the people went out and voted for it.
You see, I don't believe that election was an honest election. I honestly don't believe. And I think Andrew Holness did something wrong with the election. We're gone. I don't think he win honestly. But, you know, people are going to accept it and say, yes, he win. You know, but I think some corrupted thing go on, some bandulism. But putting that aside, the country, the only way a country can grow is through citizens' participation. Every hands have to be on deck. And there's no way one man can make a country grow. You know? The country grow when everybody are prosper, everybody are do well. So when them come with this thing about the employment rate is down. The employment rate is down, but what kind of job? People are suffering with low income jobs where pay $16,000 a week, and it's impossible to survive on $16,000 a week. Any little function you're going to have $10,000 for going.
Yes.
$10,000 for going to any little function while the minimum wage is 16,000. That alone can tell you.
But I tell people all the while that when the minimum wage was 6,500, it could buy what 40 odd pound of chicken. It could buy more chicken than where the 16,000 can buy. I tell people that all the while.
Dinner, you have to spend about $5,000 for cook on Sunday dinner or $6,000 for your Sunday dinner or more. And don't serious thing I talk about, you know. And then you come now and you promise the people them 32,000. And before you give them the 32,000, you raise your income to 28,000. Take the front bench. What about the people 32,000 where they promised them?
But I told the people, you know, that any owner salary got 32,000 KFC price at double. And one of the main things where Jamaican think about is KFC. So if they can't buy KFC, tell her.
Me notice something fun because every time I go work, I come from work at morning time. A beer new bus. The yellow bus them where them take for where them import with the.
Yeah.
In a New York, a beer new bus them have no care look a yellow for the pitney them I go school. A beer new bus. Sometimes look like them get rid of all of the old bus them send them or Daryl Vaz by. A beer new bus them have over here in America now, in a New York.
Because those buses were old and they had an emission problem. The fumes from the tailpipe of them old bus, they are go inside of the bus.
Mr. Up on the road Monday, I may observe a beer new bus them by in a New York, a beer new bus up on the road, yellow bus them I look up in them from school.
No, but here what happening in Jamaica, Carla. Here what happening in Jamaica. We buy new truck for carry garbage and old bus for carry our children.
Winner respect. And then it's the same people, taxpayers' money. I do it. Why not give the people them something good with them taxpayers' money?
But if you have if you have $1.4 billion brethren, why you not go buy 100 brand new coaster bus? The $1.4 billion could have bought 100 new coaster buses, and we would have guaranteed 15 to 20 years service out of those buses. And you have labor rights who are supporting Daryl Vaz on that foolish move. Rubbish.
Look on the vehicle.
They mean Jamaica no good.
Drive. Range Rover, Audi, brand new, I carry them a parliament. Them not buying a second-hand vehicle for them parliament here and driving.
Buy second man, you mad? How about you chat about youth? You crazy?
It's a disrespect. It's a disrespect.
And now he's saying, now he's coming now saying that he wants $2 billion to go and buy 100 new buses. Jamaican people, are you fools? Are you idiots, Jamaicans? Rise up and say, no way. We want the auditors report on the buses, the old buses first.
Exactly.
Because somebody going to be held accountable for whatever money was stolen from the $1.4 billion. Little more call.
When you in Daryl Vaz, man, for you look upon him, you say evil. Evil. Just look on him have a look in his face. Evil, man. You can't treat poor people like that. It's a disrespect to the poor.
Little more, my brother. Respect.
Yeah.
876-804-7072. It's coming down, down, down. It's coming down. Good evening, caller.
Colin,
Yes.
good afternoon.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
the listener, the people in the chat. Yo, call over. Let me tell you, we are coming from far, you know?
Yeah.
We are coming from far, 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 far. But I know you know the far there.
Far.
Hey, me used to get that $25 there, you know. Me go to Black Road Training Center, go do electrical installation.
Yes.
And me go to College of Arts, Science and Technology.
Yes.
I'm going to do electrical technology. I'm going to teach Herbert Morris, Hector Wright, and them boy, and Devon Jarrett, and all the youth them used to teach.
All right, sir. Respect and thanks for your service, man.
We not Deco 88, man, Gilbert here, but we used to live at 4 Vernon Drive at Rosemont.
All right.
Go up Pier 1. Now them days, I go up Pier 1 and I'll boat to them up here, man.
Yes, sir.
86, 87, 88. I'll Roger Creed, my teacher, too, man.
Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Hey, you remember that you did one bad ball, you know? Roger Creed could have played a ball, you know?
Yeah, then me now bad ball at me. So play a game, you know, you have some money, man.
Where your name?
Let's play the game. Me now will tell you that.
Tell her.
Me I have to talk to you after here.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
With Benjamin Hines and the whole man, they are there to Claggy Clark and oh man, I know where yourself about that. Bigger 30. I know where yourself about.
All right.
Anyway.
Talk to me.
What me I call about? The man right, man. Me talk to you Sunday. And me tell you say maths is easy subject. When me left school, I went so let me pass. And a maths.
Yes.
Only subject me pass. I'm gonna do physics, chemistry, all them for me when I get them.
Yeah.
For my own. Yeah. I'm gonna go class, I'm gonna graduate 86, I'm gonna teach and work. And foolishness. Pay foolishness, me go. What me I call about? You see $25 what man I tell about. When I go a Black Road training, that me also get to.
Yes.
$25 every fortnight. That me couldn't done, you know?
Couldn't done. That time $25 about. That would have run, that maybe about $25,000 now. What that $25 could buy then, $25,000.
$15 for one Guinness.
$25,000
for Guinness.
Might struggle for buy it, you know.
Me say $15 for one Guinness, so yeah, talk.
But then.
Yeah. Country mash up, man.
Mash
but
up,
anyway,
man.
When me I said to you, say, yo, you them nowadays, man fi have value.
Yeah.
Now have attitude.
Yes.
They must have respect. If they don't have attitude, respect, and virtue, and vision, and remember say if leaders no vision, people are perishing.
Yeah, man. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
All right. Well,
yeah, man.
They may perish, bad.
Yeah, man.
I love your program.
Respect.
And I love me. Thank you all well.
Thank you for watching, sir. Make certain you subscribe to the channel and share up the channel, all right?
Yeah, man. No problem, man.
Big up yourself. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. Go ahead, caller. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Blessings.
Yeah, man. It's me again. Anytime you see any one of the government ministers them do anything, it must have been endorsed by Andrew Holness.
Yeah, man. Them can't do nothing without the cabinet and the boss endorse it. Them have to talk to the boss, you know.
Yeah, and this is what we want to find out now. What is going to happen to the balance of the buses that have not arrived?
Well, that's why we're calling and we're waiting on the Auditor General, because I hear Darrell say at 82 bus out there, active out there. Me never know when the rest come to make it up to 82. But if it's even 82 out there, then it's short at 20 watt.
Yeah, but
shot
remember,
at 28.
yeah, but
And
remember,
even if we get
timelines, so
all of
them
the
as a first
buses,
time, you know.
I am positing that $1.4 billion was not spent.
Right. How are we going to try and stop these people?
You see? And that's why I have been adamant from the other day that we must stop. Talk about the PNP must do more and talk about the people who voted for the GLP and the people who did not vote. They are the problem. Those who did not vote and those who voted for the GLP. Them are the problem, brother.
One other thing before I go, because I know you have other people and you probably have a guest coming on.
Yeah.
We hear about the new telephone company that's coming into Jamaica.
What rock they name some rock? Yes, I know about
Rock
them.
Mobile or something like so.
Yeah, I know about them. Yeah.
But you hear the service for them offer.
No.
4G, you know. And with that.
Yeah. I hear that. 4G.
And with that LTE now.
Yeah. We're not past 5G already.
No, we got 5G now. Put it that way there.
Yeah.
We're past 4G. And with that, we're past LTE with that 5G. But the other day, when I was in Jamaica, my phone picked up a little bit of the 5G and a lot of the LTE.
Yeah.
So we are good 4G now. 4G out of style, you know.
That's something that may have to go talk to Ralston about. But we'll talk about it and ventilate it a little bit more. All right?
Have a good evening.
Respect and thanks for the call. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. A lot of people been calling. I want to talk to you. Because when you have people out there on social media criticizing a program to educate the Jamaican people, then Jesus Christ, I wonder where we're going as a nation. Uno don't watch them people. Marie, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Colin.
Welcome.
Colin, you know something?
Yeah.
Talking about education and countries that give their citizens. You know, so a lot of countries in Europe, Colin, pursue like a socialist type of policy in their
Hey, Canada.
Don't you?
Canada.
Yeah.
Canada. You see when a baby born in Canada?
Yeah.
That picnic get every God Almighty thing free.
Mm-hmm.
Right through.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't send them to school, you have a problem. Even in America, if you don't send the children to school, you have a problem.
Yes.
Bus pick up the picnic them. As I said it a while ago, America makes sure that once you want to go to university, you can go. And when we see a guy, sit down on social media and say with Damian Crawford that talk about 1 degree per household and a so country run, government can't educate everybody. I was shocked out of my wits.
They don't want to educate everybody. And Colin, if you're pitney, if children out of school for a certain amount of time, you're surely getting a call from the guidance counselor somewhere to find out why that child did not come to school, is not in school.
Let me tell you something.
Remember one day my daughter cut school, you know? Me knows she cut school, you know, Colin.
Yeah.
Is a call me get you know. I'm just lay wait when she come and say where you come from. Where did they? Now little girl cut school and go wherever.
Listen,
you understand me?
Me have a son, right? We think him a ton man, you know.
Yeah.
And we realize him have a pattern. Him live in Florida. And him have this pattern from where every week him wants to call school for 1 day. The mother start fret.
Yes.
Because they are going to call her and she will have to explain why this little boy is not in school.
Yes. Yes. So, you know, so saying about they don't want to educate everybody.
Say when I see the man, I criticize Damian Crawford plan, me say, but this man is a real.
Them not believe in our education. Them not believe in our education. Remember saying no when Daddy Man did diversify the grammar school and like the secondary school on a certain class of kids could go, you know.
Yeah.
And say they're gonna do the permanent trust. Them say but I say I don't know, I'm just repeating. Say them don't know about no scholarship, only sugar ship. So I don't know if it's true. And then again, Colin, don't not to even talk about if God forbid if you have a child and that child is challenged. You know, the system helps you with that pitney there.
Of course.
You understand me?
Me have one of that too. Me have hey, listen, let me tell you something. Sometimes when me listen to them talk, you know, me really wonder. Because even though I live in Jamaica, I have children around the world. And I am integrally involved in their life. Me not just have picked me and left them all about.
Yeah.
So me know what is happening with them.
Yes.
You understand what I say?
Yeah. So the socialist agenda where them vilify all the time and stuff, they all go to these countries and they all them are piggyback on these
benefit from the social program, and then they come at Jamaica about them like socialists. They are a set of hypocrites. Set of hypocrites and wicked. I saw an African pastor the other day, you know. African pastor did a preach, and you know what the man say? The man say him not blame the people them with Africa. We have vote for corrupt government. Him blame the people them we got foreign. Yeah? People them will live in a country that has see good governance. But they still support bad government in a them country where they come from. So you have a lot of Jamaicans who live in America, who lives in Canada, lives in the UK, and I watch good government and I benefit from the social system, but them no want to see the same thing at Jamaica, who is a set of wicked, crowbait and hypocrites. Sell out Jamaica.
The taxes, them people they in them country, they in Colin. They pay very high taxes, you know. But one thing, the taxes work for them, you know, Colin.
Because look at the Scandinavian countries. The Scandinavian countries. Look on them countries. Educate them people.
Yes.
If Cuba, hold on. If Cuba wasn't an educated society, they would have fallen and bow already. Why Cuba is still standing, it is because the Cubans are an educated set of people.
Exactly.
But Labour right now like education.
And you know something too, Colin? Every day them talk about regime change. The people them, I don't think the people them in Cuba for for what they have achieved through the revolution, especially the ones that were at the back end. Them no, I'm not gonna say them no want. Them probably want more freedom and all of that.
Listen.
But them people that get pulled up by the bootstraps. You know, remember say the ones them like Marco Rubio people them, the land barons. They were the ones who them did all right, and they are the ones that want to take Cuba back to an era where certain people do not have certain leverage with certain things.
Let me tell you something.
You know?
You see, if it wasn't that embargo, Cuba would be greater than America.
Oh Lord, exactly. You know, and like I say, every time, you know, them talk about socialism, and all of that. And yes, they go to countries that are socialist, and like you say, Colin, them enjoy the products of socialism.
Yes,
when you come to Jamaica, you come vilify and talk about, oh, Michael Manley mash up Jamaica to socialism. Colin, at the backside, there be another them thing that we put plenty of them in our college where them never pay in a university.
Yeah, but it's Michael Manley housing trust money Andrew draw out now to support the economy. Michael Manley housing trust money. So put some respect for Michael Manley name, because had it not been for the National Housing Trust, where would Jamaica economy be right now?
Exactly. And the people them, you see the kids them, and in closing, Colin, who would have leave school, the youth service would have helped some of them, you know, who would have probably going a little teaching, look at this, look at that, and they would have, you know, would not forgotten, you know, Mr. Chin was seal Colin behind mesh. You understand me? Because they would have been getting into these programs that would have helped them to propel them. I remember, you know, they used to have a teaching program too, you know, like pre-trained teachers who didn't get into Michael and Shortwood. I remember the school, the place was on North Street where KC there. They used to have a place where teachers that them used to have before you have the CXC and all of that. They would get these teachers, I'm calling them pre-trained. A lot of programs was in Jamaica through the policies of the People's National Party. But they not tell me nothing. Because me are 73. Next this month me are 74.
What? So you are going, Mary?
Yeah, me know about them. Colin, thank God for coming entrance. It helped me for a walk on the campus of Women's Girls School.
I want to tell Everald Dunkley something. Him say why Cuba is in such a terrible position. The Cubans are suffering. And they are suffering because of the embargo by the United States of America. What is it that Cuba, hold on, Mary. What is it that Cuba has done or is doing to America? Why America have this embargo on Cuba and at the same time having big relationship with China, who owe China so much money, who have the same kind of government. China have the same kind of government like Cuba. Why is it America have an embargo on Cuba? That is why the Cubans are suffering, because of the wickedness of the United States of America. Later, Mary.
Hypocrite. That's why I say Traore in a Burkina Faso. Him not look on them, the man. And them three country there, the Sahel nations, people them take back them country, people them take out all of them resources, and the people them France economy might soon collapse because them cannot get out all of the people them things. So when
is
people
France
take,
make Haiti a suffer? A France make Haiti in a position that Haiti is in. You must know no history. You must go read and stop coming here because rubbish.
After Haiti, they kick out France derriere out of them country. The all of them country there, they embargo Haiti because they could not afford to have a successful
up to very recent, country. Marie, up to very recent, Haiti had to be paying France.
Yes.
After the French enslaved the Haitians.
Preach. Tala, as way you say. Preach, brother Colin. People don't know that Haiti had to pay back France how much money in order for them
up to in the 2000s, yeah. Haiti was still paying France.
And after France did that to them, America went into Haiti and was in Haiti for we call it occupy Haiti for a while. Talk about them or protect American citizens. So Haiti has been through a lot. You have money people over Haiti still, the society is either you're up there or you're down there, which Jamaica is quietly becoming. But and everybody are Haiti poor. But Haiti went through hell, and Cuba has been through hell for the past 6 decades. So under COVID, Cuba have them own vaccine. Imagine.
A country under embargo was able to create their own vaccine. Go and let me alone. Marry later. Taking a few more calls.
All right, Colin.
All right. Man. 876-804-7072. The conversation at you this evening. Talk to me.
Yes, Mr. Colin. We set up at ease in the Spiceland.
Respect and welcome.
Yeah, I just want to touch and go. That guy who asks about why Cuba is in such a bad state. I want to tell him this. Under this government in Jamaica right now, if they have get a embargo like what Cuba get, not even for so long, but even a year, they would never survive.
We couldn't survive it.
They wouldn't survive. Cuba survived embargo of how many presidents of America?
Man. Yeah, man.
So how many presidents of America that Cuba survived embargo and able to educate them people? Keep their people
brother,
healthy.
That is what Cuba used to stand on their feet, education, because in all the things that we are trying to gain in this world, the Bible tells you the critical thing is understanding. So when the Cuban people get educated, they were able to understand the assignment. Why is it that we are being pressured so?
Yep, they were able to educate their people. They were able that any
And
crisis
not just
over the world,
educate
they
their
could,
people. And only for them people,
yeah,
Cuba educated, you know. Cuba's educated a large number of Caribbean people. Look at your
that's what I'm
doctors
gonna
in your
say now.
hospital. Where were they trained?
Right? And any crisis over the world when it comes to medical, Cuba are able to supply doctors and nurses that they educate. Even America.
It is
they
the
can
greatness.
supply doctors and nurses out of an embargoed state.
I have come to
Jamaica, look
hold
at
on.
Jamaica now.
Hold
No
on the caller.
embargo, and them say them that they have a stable government, and they are right now crying out and begging for doctors and nurses.
Look here.
They own doctors and nurses
hold on
don't
the
want to
caller.
stay there.
Hold on there. I have come to the realization that it is the greatness of the Cuban people that Americans are afraid of. Why they continue this embargo. There is no other reason for the embargo on Cuba by America. Cuba is no threat to the United States of America. Cuba is not a terrorist nation. Then why the embargo continues against Cuba? It is the greatness of the Cuban people why America is so afraid of them.
And also the willingness of Fidel Castro in the days to offer support to other people and let this known. A lot of people don't know that Fidel Castro was the first person to send help to South Africa to fight against apartheid. Enough people don't know that. Fidel Castro was the first person.
Hold on a little bit.
Apartheid in
Hold on a
South
little bit.
Africa.
Everald Dunkley said, I have traveled all over the world. No socialist country is prospering.
Really?
Is Cuba a socialist country? Cuba is not a socialist country.
No. Cuba is not a socialist country.
Cuba is a communist country, right?
So, communist country, right?
Yeah.
So I
is
don't
America a socialist country? Hold on. Is America a socialist country?
Of course. They are fighting against socialism. So they are fighting against, but it's a socialist country because it have all these social programs. There's social programs.
What social program more than America?
Thank you. All these social programs here, so it's a socialist country.
But if you want to talk about a communist country, which country? Tell me the country them where the richest country them in the world right now. And how much money does America owe China, which is a communist country?
Well, China hold America debts. They don't know that.
Yeah,
China hold America debts.
Yeah, and them are letting go now too. I'm going to put America in a trouble.
All right. And that's why it's out of fall in that sense. But China own America debts. Between China and Saudi Arabia, they are the one who owns America debt. But they would know that. They would know that in America, if their bridge they drive on, is China pay for that?
China build Jamaica right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
respect.
So anyway, Mr. Colin,
we talk.
Thank you. And keep doing the work, brother.
Blessings, my brother. 876-804-7072. That's the number to call. 804-7072. We have to understand where we are in this world, you know. We have to understand. And people in the chat room, let's not be selfish. We have to teach some of these people. They are here to learn. Neville.
Hello, good night, Colin.
Where are some, my brother?
Why, Portland Spice, turn up the internet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see some of these conversation that you're having.
Yeah.
They are so serious that you must splice them and put them on the TikTok.
All right, sir. We'll do.
Make people hear. And you must build a fan club.
Yes.
Because I don't know how you get paid. But all I can tell you with the fans that you have growing out here.
Yes.
People willing to make a contribution from time to time.
Definitely.
And
Well,
fund.
What we ask is that you become a Portland Spice ambassador. So you share the channel with people. The more people watch, the better off we are.
Right. Because at the end of the day, you know, we're going to need, everybody going to need more resources.
Yes.
And if you have 1,000 loyalists among a population of 2.7 million, 1,000 times $1,000 contribution is $1 million. That, you know.
Well, it's more than 1,000. You know, maybe 1,000 watch us live right now, but by the end
no,
of the...
me just pick out 1,000 loyalists.
All right, sir. All right. Got you.
Yeah. And that can go and stimulate a thing.
Yes.
Because, Colin, is not only education they're trampling, you know. They're taking away the people them housing money, which is a critical part of your pension plan.
Yes.
Because most of the contributors to the housing trust, they don't get benefit, you know.
Talk to me.
Yeah, they don't get benefit, and I can tell you that a lot of them die. That is one of the reasons why I say the NHT, if him can't give you a benefit in life, they must clean up the cemeteries across the island. So if you don't get a benefit in life, you get a benefit in death. You must try and make Maypen Cemetery look like Dovecat.
Yes, never. Yes.
And that will stimulate a lot of symbolism in those communities.
But never.
That Maypen Cemetery is.
But never. NHT can give more people house in life. They can.
Yes, man, but what's the reason why they don't want to do it? Is because they are in the housing market.
Yes.
And they don't want the NHT to take over their margins.
And we are asking the Prime Minister, are you involved in real estate, Mr. Prime Minister? We want to know if the Prime Minister is involved in real estate. We want to know if Chris Tufton is involved in real estate. We want to know if Darrell Vaz is involved in real estate. And this is why they prefer to take the 11 billion from NHT so NHT can build house for poor people. Remember, Andrew Holness instruct NHT to build house and sell them for $20 million. That is not the mandate of NHT. That's not why Michael Manley come up with NHT. Tala, he's out.
But Colin, the NHT is a trust, you know.
Yes.
You shouldn't have any political interference there.
Andrew Holness, the biggest hypocrite, said it. Hear the man never, the man say it, you know. The man said it are the people money. And if when him turn Prime Minister, him out change the law that you can't take it.
Those money is like your pension. It's supposed to be sacrosanct.
That is it.
Yeah, and let me give you another side of the coin too. You see the NIS money?
Yeah.
Right now in any parish center, any parish capital that you go in Jamaica, the transport sector.
Yeah.
It's easier for a transport operator to get charged for a traffic ticket and go pay it than for pay him NIS. Oh, you explain that. And these traffic men, they're earning at least $20,000 a week. The doctors and the drivers and all of them earning at least $20,000 a week.
And they don't have a pension, Neville. They do not have a pension.
Then the Ministry of Transport say you have about 20,000 of them. 20,000 times 20,000 a week, you see, would give you 400 million. NIS is only 6% of that. That's $24 million a week. The NIS should be dragging in, all in as revenue from the transport sector. But all of those money gone into traffic fine. So how you explain that?
But Neville, we have to take some time, you know, to educate the Jamaican people that it is critical for you to have a pension, you know. Because when when Ralston come here and tell us that 13% of the Jamaican population have a pension, what the hell can go so?
Let me tell you what they're doing with the Jamaican people. And it's worldwide too, you know. They're using reverse psychology on the people because the people are divided religiously and politically.
Yes.
And they're giving the people enough rope to hang themselves.
And they are hanging themselves indeed.
Hallelujah, my brother.
They are hanging themselves.
Because listen what the evangelical Christians telling the world now in America. That this war between America, Israel, and Iran, it must be fought for Jesus to come back. Isn't that reverse psychology?
Well, I'm saying if Jesus will come, this war you have to fight.
That's what the evangelical Christian telling the world.
Without any provocation, because there was no provocation to this war.
How can Donald Trump and Jesus be friends?
Cannot.
Hey,
Cannot.
Colin.
Yes, never.
I don't know you're going to do it, you know. But you're going to go up on an all-and-white campaign with Ralston and teach the people of Jamaica financial literacy.
It is critical. Critical.
Because, you hear about Hurricane Melissa? We must not allow AI to take over our economy.
Blouse and frock, never.
A lot of people would sign the day them born.
If I tell you that I am not frightened about this AI thing, you lie me I tell. Me not like it.
Thank you, sir.
Me frightened, me worried about this AI thing, you know. But you know, you see through me up on the other side, then I am worried about my children and my grandchildren.
With the birth rate, the reduction in the birth rate, they might have to increase the pension age to 70, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can imagine the pension age goes 70, and when you go to the NIS, your pension is not even the minimum wage.
Your pension should be at minimum, the minimum wage.
Minimum wage.
Pun
the minimum
intended.
wage of your country should be your minimum pension.
Minimum.
Minimum. But what they do, they're cutting your lifespan, they're cutting you off.
Never.
But you see, most of we call the mathematics, we don't understand the trickery.
And some people don't want to come listen to the economic lessons that Ralston teach on this channel, you know. And I realize they're locking down Power 106, one of the stations that carry 2 hours of economic lessons weekday. Why is it that you're locking down Power 106 RGR? What you doing with Ralston Iman? Because Ralston Iman and Dr. Sutherland, that program is too critical to the Jamaican people to be shelved. Too critical.
Let me tell you something. When all things fail, they take you to war.
Oh, yeah. And they're making money from the war too, you know, Neville.
To be continued.
Little more, my brother. That was Neville. 876-804-7072. Why the labor rights them afraid for call this program? We want to know if you call because we want to teach you know a thing or two. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good afternoon.
Yes, yes, sir.
It's been great listening to the program so far.
Respect.
Like the conversation as it relates to the spectrum, the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Stemming from capitalism to socialism to communism.
Yeah.
So, based on what I'm seeing in Jamaica, as you just said, 13% of the people actually get pension.
13% of a pension to look forward to. Yeah. What the rest going to do?
On what I see, Jamaica is not ready for capitalism. Not at all, not in the least. Because how I look at it like a spectrum, starting from socialism, where it's common decency and common sense that you help each other.
Yes.
Right? And then you move up to socialism, where the government help and you help your neighbor. And then it goes to capitalism, where you're smart enough to make decisions on your own. That is how the spectrum actually supposed to actually play out.
Yeah.
But how the government is actually doing it is they're taking shortcut. Them trying to jump right over socialism straight into capitalism because the people in power, them have the resources to capitalize from capitalism. So everybody else, to hell with them. As long as you have resources in Jamaica, you know, see jail time, you know, nothing don't happen to you in Jamaica as long as you have the resources. Because if you have a company and you hire 2,000 people, it's like them looking for it and saying, oh, because him hire 2,000 people, if him go to jail, 2,000 people will get affected. No. If you go to jail, somebody else take over the company and the 2,000 people, all right. So them keep pushing this narrative as if persons at the top are untouchable and what they do, nobody else can do it. And nothing like that don't happen.
Yeah.
That is just a lie. So even some of the things that we have in our system now, policeman, lawyer, a lot of these things, I believe those things should be calling. From your born, you want to be a policeman. From your born, you want to be a soldier. You shouldn't be these things because you have no alternative and no other option.
And that is what is happening now, you know.
Become a police.
A teacher. It's your calling to be a teacher or a nurse.
No, but remember, you know, from when this thing go wrong, the moment them introduce Bible school, because in what reality, you need to go to school in order to get the calling, in order to become a pastor. when we reach this stage now, where you need to get a theological degree.
In everything you have good and evil, you know, my brother. So you have good pastor and you have evil pastor. Just like how you have good teacher, you have bad teacher, good police, bad police.
Mm-hmm.
A God make evil, you know. A God make evil, you know.
The calling is essential.
A God make evil, so it's in everything, brother.
The calling is essential. But those are my 2 cents still. Just think that Jamaica don't ready for capitalism.
Yeah.
We have a government who don't believe in a maintenance. So if a road forget maintained, they're not going to do it because it's a capitalist mindset.
We have a government that believes in stealing from the coffers of the people, brother.
That is it.
Little more.
And it's a scary time. Scary time.
Blessings. Conrad O'Brien, Wagwan.
Hey, Colin Bell, how you do? Boy, bonfire hot palm Babylon. The fireman burns. Colin burns. Colin, I tell you, it's a whole heap of things. Just one thing though, Colin. America is not a socialist country. What they do, they have a whole heap of socialist principle, but they don't want other countries to practice it.
Hold on, but what makes a country a socialist country?
No, well, a socialist country basically is certain things that the government will do. But they are not. They tell you they're a capitalist country.
Hold on. We're not saying that they claim to be a socialist country. But what we are saying, the amount of socialist program that America have, that the UK have, that Canada have, they have more social program than the countries who are socialist countries.
Absolutely, and that is one of the reasons why you see even now Donald Trump is trying to do away with a lot of those socialist policies.
Him now are trying to cut out a whole heap of the social programs.
The social program, even the way that teachers deal with things and so on. America basically it has become a disaster to the world through one person. Inherently, America have good people and so on, and America is really and truly, we can't beat America in certain regard because a number of our people decide that listen, they're going to America, spend 5 years, whatever, and they come back and basically build out a little house, do this, have a little car, and have a little business. And
let me ask you, is America still the land of the land of the free and home of the brave? Is America still land of free and home of the brave?
Well, that's a biggie, Colin, because some people have a lawyer brethren who describes the land now as the land of the depraved. You know, so those are the things. But I must say that it is indeed a shame. You know, call me today and him say, listen, look at what one man is being allowed to do to the world, to the world. Yeah. Carrying right now in America, I am telling you this evening as we speak, because I keep on getting the call. People are terrified, Colin. People are indeed terrified.
Listen, I call all of my kids them in America and I said to them, remember the teaching Look out for anything. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself at all times.
Well,
Remember the whole position. Get under a desk. Me have to let all of my children, because what is happening now is very scary. Why this man putting back the world in this position now? Me need to take a plane, come home right now, and remember me tell you from day one, me no like fly. And if you go up on a plane right now with all where I go on, I am worried.
Colin, I spoke to my two boys, especially the youngest one, because he's a fast car driver, man. He's involved in racing, driving, and so on, and he has his friends that they are at certain area, you know, certain place and thing like that. He drive a very fast car and the whole nine. And I said to him, listen, be careful. Don't bother with the road. Stay. If you don't have to go X place, don't go, because America is indeed a dangerous place right now as it is. And I am urging all of us to basically send that warning to our friends, family, children, and indeed our everybody send that message out. But Colin, I want to you mentioned something
quickly
earlier.
Because I have a caller holding.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about this the program, you know, various programs that basically teaches and ensure that we put out some information to the people, right? You talk about Ralston program that was on Power 106 or is on Power 106 now, that in short order will no longer be there because of what is happening with the closure of that station. But Colin, you expect much from RJR Group as it relates to Ralston. Remember, Ralston who is the #1 financial commentator in this country. You know, RJR owns TVJ. They also own RJR. Whenever they're having economic discussion and things like that, how many times they invite Ralston on? You will sleep or mark that, brethren. Them not no big plan for rally. They might try curtail the man. They have always been doing, but we hope and pray that by virtue of what they see, because I challenge them that, and they look at the bottom line, because I listen to Ralston program, and when they look at the bottom line, I am sure that Ralston program is bringing in revenue. All right?
More.
Respect. Blessings. Take care.
Caller, good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, brother Colin.
Blessings. Wagwan.
Well, you know something? You are shooting some hot spice, then me no know if we can tolerate it or the pepper is hot or what.
Hold on a little bit. Because I want somebody, the CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation, somebody call him to the front, because I have a question for the CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation. Good evening, Miss Maxine Spite. I saw you in the parliament, ma'am, and I saw you looked at the CEO. I have a question for the CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, because whether you're going to use the ghost pepper or the Scotch bonnet or the habanero pepper, you know, so you're going to pepper them.
Tell her. And I don't know we have pepper them, you know. A long time.
All right. Now, Colin.
Yes.
First point I'm going to highlight. Let us not worry for our Uncle Ralston Hyman. He's an exceptional economist.
Yes.
A principled man and an income revenue generating machine.
Yes.
He will be elevated. And it's time the Almighty remove him from the RJR group, because that is what you're going to see what's going to happen to the RJR group, having people like George Davis and Big Mama and them dealing with news.
I don't think RJR going to let go Ralston do it, yeah? On the contrary.
Well, you know what? We want them to leave him alone. We don't want him mixed up. When the time come, we don't want him to be part of the desecration of them.
They are going to keep Ralston. I know that they are going to. Ralston, man, you mad? Ralston responsible for the financial reports at RJR now. Not just
I understand
it's
that.
Not just on power.
But then,
so let's see. Let's see.
Yes. Yes, because they're from what Mr. O'Brien said and what we've been observing, when he speak up, you know, when he speak the truth and we reacted and we commented and we learned from him, the massive of the people is being educated.
But
and
Raleigh,
we've been educating.
OB said something a while ago that we have to look on because a lot of times when the RGR communication group, TVGR, so them carry on other financial analysts, I mean, it's not a lot of time you see they bring on Ralston on the programs. But there may be a reason for that because Ralston is a part of the group. I don't know, but OB have a point.
But of course he has a point, Colin, because you know Uncle Ralston have been educated the massive of the people that don't know what's going on. You hear when we call in from all over the world is and commenting. We are learning so much of what's going on in Jamaica. And when the people are empowered, Colin, on Portland Spice TV and Portland Spice with Colin Bell, in Andrew Owen is trembling, you know. Andrew Holness administration trembling and can't sleep. He might hear all a baby a ball.
Yeah.
So listen to me good. Listen to me good. You see, that man is dishonorable. You ask a question today, and I'm going to tell you that's a dishonorable man. And you, Colin, look up that word when you have somebody dishonorable. My father taught me who is a maroon. Told me death before dishonor. A man that doesn't have any honor, a dishonor himself is nothing. You cannot hold nothing to that person. He has no heart, no mind, no conscience, nothing. He's a walking dead.
All right, caller. Thanks for the call.
I leave that with you, Colin. Yes.
Blessings. I say I have a question for the CEO of the Portland Municipal Corporation. Listen to this clip here. The CEO of the Portland, and I know most people at Portland don't even know this man here, I know. Most people at Portland do not know the CEO of the parish council. Let me call it parish council. The man will run the parish council. Lot of people at Portland don't know him. Let me show you this man and listen to him now. Listen this.
Afternoon, everyone. Jomani Robinson, CEO at Portland MC. So at Portland, we are currently outstanding year 2021-22 to 2024-25, which is 4 years. Notwithstanding the issues that other municipal corporations had mentioned, internet reliability is one of our main issues. Office space also, and just like what Portmore just mentioned about their new facility, hoping that at the Boundbrook next year we'll have that said facility as well. That's a new building. Now, what are the actions?
Ease out. Ease out. Because that me want to ask you about. At the Boundbrook, is the Portland Municipal Corporation in a position to pay $10.3 million a month for rent at the Boundbrook? Mr. CEO. Mr. CEO for Portland Municipal Corporation, sir. It's not the backlog me ask you about. Me ask you about your plans to take up office space at the Boundbrook. The St. Thomas Municipal Corporation was asked to pay $10.3 million a month. And that's in US. The equivalent of the US amount, which equal $10.3 million. Does the Portland Municipal Corporation bring in that kind of money per month to go pay the rent there? You no better go build the building. Want to plan to build on a West Street. You hear me? Take your eye off an expensive building. You don't even have money to fix the road them. The parish council road them in the parish. You don't even have money to keep the town clean. You plan for new Listen, man. Wanna listen him?
Afternoon, everyone. Jomani Robinson, CEO at Portland MC. So at Portland, we are currently outstanding year 2021-22 to 2024-25, which is 4 years. Notwithstanding the issues that other municipal corporations had mentioned, internet reliability is one of our main issue. Office space also, and just like what Portmore just mentioned about their new facility, hoping that at the Boundbrook next year, we'll have that said facility as well as a new building. Now, what are the actions that we have taken so far? The corporation had engaged the post-operation committee at the Ministry of Finance as it relates to the service of a final account and reporting officer. In addition, we have also outsourced contract for like a short-term basis to provide a targeted and accelerate our outstanding balances. We have given a target of 2 years, but I think we are well ahead, and I am confident that we can complete those 4 years within the 2-year budget.
All right.
Next year, we'll have that said is also, and just like what Portmore just mentioned about their new facility, hoping that at the Boundbrook next year, we'll have that said facility as well as a new building is also, and just like what Portmore just mentioned about their new facility, hoping that at the Boundbrook next year, we'll have that said.
At the Boundbrook next year. Let me tell you this. If you not get it for $400,000 a month, because no renting place on West Street right now, where your offices belongs to the municipal corporation, you're not paying no rent there, so what is the rent you're paying on West Street? Can the Portland Municipal Corporation afford to pay $10.3 million a month for office space? Yes, Ja. Brother, let me tell you something. Take your eye off of the Boundbrook. Because it's not happening in St. Thomas. And it will not happen in Portland. Pay which $10 million a month. Then when you pay $10 million a month for rent, where you get money to fix the road, them look at the town of Port Antonio. The town of Port Antonio needs cleaning up. The sidewalks need fixing. The drains, the covering over the drains need to be repaired. We need to brick the sidewalks in Port Antonio and have them clean every day. We need a sign on a pier, mark Port Antonio, that when people come, they can take picture and say they come to Port Antonio. We need the East Harbor development, man. The building that the parish council had planned to build on the piece of land we have at West Street. Go build that. Focus on building that. Because the $10 million a month rent will not be paid in Portland. Mark my word. Here? So, you don't know. If you have some money, can give the council. If you have money, can give to the council. But I don't know of the Portland Parish Council making that kind of money to pay that kind of rent. So I suggest you not say that again. Do not say it again. Thank you very much. Thanks to my listeners and viewers this evening for a big show Wednesday. May the good Lord bless and keep you all. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again Saturday morning when we're going to have a massive show. Massive. Saturday morning. Everything will come together. Tala. Join us then. 9 o'clock for the Calling Bell Show. Once again, God bless you all, my people. Peace be with you. And stay safe. Keep your eyes open. If you see something, say something. One love. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again Saturday morning. Peace be with you.